Working with Joe is very unique, excruciating, disappointment,
Yeah, got it.
traumatic. No. No, I mean, working with Joe's great. I mean, he's got such a powerful voice. I would say that, like, he's so capable of just, like, delivering the most amazing vocal takes. And then I'd say his only obstacle is probably just like every other singer, is just himself. Like, he'll get in his head about some little thing, and that might be his only roadblock. But he's, like, this far away from just delivering, like, the most amazing take. It'll click in his head, and then he'll just deliver these, like, mind-blowing, just, like, crushing, powerful vocal takes. So it's pretty awesome. And on this record, I think he's very determined to really deliver those things. And he's coming a long way.
I feel like Joe and I kind of just tackled this a lot more as a unit in a certain regard. Essentially, like, after we would work with Bo and we'd leave at 6, Joe and I would go back to the Airbnb and just go right back into lyrics and vocals. So, like, he'd be bouncing off a bunch of lyrical ideas off of me, and we'd be going through cadence things and, like, melody things, just prepping for the next day. So there was a lot of time that we got to kind of just work together as a unit on things and looking at the entire body of work rather than, oh, this is what you do and this is what I do. Joe's favorite part about being in a band is the creative process. It's always really nice to have that energy around. Things can get frustrating, like if things aren't working out the way that you wanted them to work out. You have to be able to just brush that off and immediately just try to figure it out or go on to the next thing and keep going. So I think having that vibe from him around of just like we're making a record, this is sick, is like really helpful.
It was great. Specifically, I have memories of doing like pre-production vocals for the last record, and just like the melodies that dude can write are insane. He listens to a lot more, I guess kind of like out there stuff than Grayson and I do, so he can bring like really cool ideas to the table that like neither one of us would be able to think of, and just like totally make the part like stand out that much more. So I mean, he definitely contributes heavily to the songwriting process, which is awesome.
A lot of the time, like especially when Dan and I were like working on a song or something, like Joe would kind of just be sitting in the room, almost just like that other ear that we're bouncing things off of. Because Dan and I will get into this mind meld and we're just going. I think we figured out our system and the way that like we like to work on things. It was cool to kind of be able to see that transition from the first record to this one, and how we approached some things similarly and how we adjusted a couple of things that ended up working out a little bit better in the overall process.